I got a lot more working with on my fucking eyebrows, which are getting even sloppier than usual. Wax every other week. I mean, within the week. If I go that 8th day, beyond that 7th day, 7 days in a week, of course, it looks like I got caterpillars, trying to break up with each other and go their separate ways on my fucking head of all places. Fuck it! It's a mess. That's also mixed in with the fact that my beard is a joke. It's still, okay, it's not as patchy as it was, but it's still just not growing. The most growth I had on my fucking face till now, I'm talking about being 35 right now, the most my beard, quote unquote, grows is like a rat's, like, pussy hairs. That's about it. So I wouldn't even say whiskers, because at least whiskers kind of just stick out and are more prominent like that. I got nothing going on there.
When in the fuck are you gonna stop fucking talking and pull the fucking trigger? How many times are you gonna fucking live that dream in your fucking mind? How many times are you gonna talk about how fucking great you're gonna be? How many times are you going to fucking plan your attack and not have the fucking balls to pull the fucking trigger? It's fucking time. Shut the fuck up. Pull up your fucking panties and pull the goddamn trigger. It's fucking time to go to work.
That's according to my alleged Asian genetics, as per my mom's side of the family, which she has a lot of explaining to do as far as people and how they look, for the most part, in that side of the family. But then also, she says allegedly we're Japanese, according to her, from her great-grandmother. So my great-great-grandmother, her great-grandmother. Again, allegedly, supposedly, I'm not doing the 23andMe or whatever else is out there just to find out, because I don't give a shit really, and I really don't see the Asianness in my presence besides having no beard. Shout out to the Asians, of course. No putting you down, no diminishing the fact that you also share in my pain of not being able to do the no-shave November bullshit or whatever else fucking Giant fans like doing just to, commiserate over the fact that they're miserable and they want to do something cool to feel, something they can bond together with as losers as far as the Giants are concerned. But that's football talk. I don't really know too much about that, sports and all that. We're not doing that here. What we're doing here is saying, as a collective, as a unit, in a group, in unison, fuck it. As far as what I said one day when I looked in that mirror and I said, you know what, I can't hide this shit no more on top of my head. Hopefully you're watching the visual version of this, youtube.com/whodissis1. And also, audio is well available on any podcasting platform of your preference, which may be Spotify, SoundCloud, Stitcher, iTunes, SoundCloud. I think I might have said that just now, but etc. This, that, the other. Okay, by now, it's all fuck it. With me, Who This? I'm the host. That's an acronym. That stands for WHO, not the World Health Organization, but still, I stay mighty healthy. If you could only see my biceps beneath this fucking hoodie, but I'm not going to strip down either because I got my mic and all that too, so no need for that either. Who, WHO, who's hearing out, space, dat, D-A-T, D as in dick, A as in asshole, T as in tits. I can't help but mention the name drop tits all the time. All I want to do in my life is see tits dropping down to the floor, collecting dust like some dust busters, like a fucking dirty mop. Come up and let me see what you're working with. Whatever. Dirty, filthy, clean, spot on, spot off, whatever. That, urbanize, minoritize, and emphasize. No longer intelligent, irate. I do easily get that way, and there's no better way to describe me, but irate, spick as well too, because that suits me, it fits me, it's what I look like. If you had to paint a fucking picture of me, that's what you gotta fucking do as a clue right there. A big fucking pale looking spick. Speaking, that's me, what I do in the podcast. What I gotta fucking give to you, how I communicate properly with you out there, audio and or video wise. Also, please don't forget I'm also on Twitch now. Twitch, Saturdays, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Twitch.tv/whodissis1 as well. Whodissis1 all across the platforms. IG, Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, and whatever, etc. too, is probably tatted on someone's ass by now. I hope one day too, that'd be fucking cool. But if ever you do that, just show me too, and I don't know what I can give you in exchange, but like a very profound shout out on the episode following when I discover you tattooed my fucking tag on your body, and or maybe if you're still in the voicemails, I'll send you a voicemail. A very personally dedicated voicemail. You know, come on, why not? But okay, that's besides the point. Listen, I'm fucking bald. I've been balding for a while, and I'm owning up to it. Listen, forgive me if it seems like stupid, childish, tabooish, whatever the fuck else either, however you want to describe it. But listen, I'm a man, obviously. You can tell by how I sound. I'm also a Hispanic or Latino. Not Latinx. Don't do that shit to me. That's so fucking stupid. And I won't buy into it. There's no way of justifying it either. So Spanish, Latino, Hispanic, whatever you want to call me, I'm a spick. I own up to that shit. Why not? Male, one of the things we dread most when you get to my age, 35. I'm about to be 36 in September. As of 2021, of course, if we have to timestamp this shit as we're discussing right now. One of our worst fears is that we eventually look in the mirror or we look down into the shower drain and we realize that there's not so much going up there as we used to have. Because I realized that a couple of years ago. And guess what? I try to play it off stupidly like a lot of us will do. And listen, I'm here to tell you, I'm not going to be the first. I'm not going to be the last. And I probably won't be the one that will spark the mind of the individual who will set a whole new revolution of fucking bald men and shit to take over the world and have it be socially accepted and acknowledged. And I'm not going to be out here trying to cancel people with hair just because I'm bald or I'm balding. I'm not fully bald yet. I still got shit going on, but it's like it's very close to none. So what I'm doing right now makes a lot more sense than me growing my shit out like I used to when I was younger and had no issues with. But when people start pointing out, close to you, strangers as well too, the annoying part is strangers. When they start pointing out to you that the part of the head you can't see, the back of it, you got like a fucking sand trap, like if you were playing golf going on back there too, that's like, okay. Now you start to worry. Who's looking at the back of my head like that? Who's fucking talking behind my back and being an asshole about, oh, look at this dumbass balding motherfucker trying to pretend, oh, combing it all to the front's gonna really, really make him look like he's got a full, thick, luscious head of hair. But then who's gonna cover, who's gonna manage the back? Where's your mirror to fucking see what's going on back there too? Ha ha ha. Dope or whatever. So I had that constant worry literally in the back of my mind because that's where it was and that's where it was stemming from a lot. But also the front was creeping up too. I had like a fucking straight down the middle, like I got fucking, I had like a blunt object hit me in the dead in the middle of my head, creeping up there too, edging its way back and throwing this shit all the way back too, like a rave party, just fucking all the way in the back. It was bad and embarrassing. But again, that's why if you met me while I was doing the podcast or any sort of outings like that too, always had a hat on. I had no choice. I was embarrassed. But again, I'm not going to be the first. I'm not going to be last. I'm not going to be the one that fucking revolutionizes the fucking bald movement if at all possible or feasible. But I will say, I feel a lot better as I read in forums, as I've seen with other people who went ahead and did it and joined the club per se. I feel free. For once in my life, I feel a lot more comfortable, a lot more at ease. I don't got to worry about, oh, the wind's going to blow my shit to the right when I fucking combed it all the way to the left. Or I use too much gel and I got to wash it out and fucking use a little less than that. And hopefully I get it just right so it sticks. Or it's up and stuck and don't go nowhere. It's liberating, honestly. And I feel good about it. So I wanted to address that as well. I mean, for the fact that, listen, right now I might look like a fucking meerkat. I might look like a fucking lab rat who just failed like a hair growth fucking product placement, you know, because animal testing still goes on as much as you like to protest and such. Unfortunately, I'm not for that. I'm not co-signing animal lab experiment and nothing. I'm saying it still happens. I just look like one right now. I got Professor X look right now. I got Lex Luthor vibes going on right now. Not Lex Luthor from fucking Justice League or any of those, because fuck you, Jesse Eisenberg. You did a horrible job as Lex Luthor. I'm sorry. as much as everybody's fucking on Zack Snyder for the Justice League cut that he did finally now, 4 hours long, HBO Max, that did not make me any more of a fan of Jesse Eisenberg's fucking Lex Luthor compared to the original Justice League we got and or Batman vs. Superman alone, which was a horrible version of Lex Luthor. But we can touch on that briefly, I guess, but not right now. But again, the bald look is something I'm going to be going with. I didn't fully, as you can see now on the video version at least, I didn't fully commit. You can hear the scrapey in my head as far as the very fucking low to none peach fuzz going on now. I didn't fully commit to balding out as far as like blade the skin. I just did the clippers down to the lowest number possible. This is the end result. I don't think it looks horrible, and I actually kind of like it myself. It's a lot neater. Again, I feel free. I feel liberated, like a big whole weight off my shoulders. Able to fucking breathe now and be easy about, oh, I hope the wind isn't too rough, or hopefully my hat can stay on my head the whole time and I'm like in the middle of the summer like I've done for so many years. It's like fucking hat in the middle of wherever I was while it's 90 degrees outside and all this shit. But meanwhile, I got a short sleeve shirt and shorts on, but I still got the hat on, whatever, like a beanie, I mean, though, like a hoodie and shit like that, too. But it feels a lot better. So I'm glad I did it. If anyone out there watching, listening, whatever, is going through the same dilemma, too, as well, oh, I'm going to look weird. I had that same worry, too. I thought I'd have a weird-shaped head. I thought I'd have too many wrinkles like a Shar in my whole fucking head, because look at my forehead. It's already fucking there. I look like a tire and shit. But my head, thank God, is actually okay. And the shape is good. It doesn't look like a dick. It doesn't look like a mushroom or nothing. I can't speak for other people too. But the fact is, if you got shit going on, little to none, as far as your hair is concerned, on the top of your head, technology ain't there yet to make you fool anybody. So you can do the transplants, which supposedly you got to do every 1 to 2 years, redo them because the shit falls out, or it just looks awkward, or they start to show immediately, whatever. If you got like thousands to do that every couple of years or so, God bless you, go ahead. I don't. I like to put that money and put it towards proper use somewhere else. But for now, at least, I'll own up to this. If ever there's technology to grow your hair like fucking back from the dead and shit, maybe I'll sign up for it. But then again, I might get used to this shit. Depending on the feedback I get, I might just permanently keep this shit and never even bother with trying to grow it back ever. And if it ever is a fucking possibility, an option to do so, I might consider it. But for right now, I'm actually kind of liking it. I wish there was beard stimulation therapy or something. I know there's beard transplants and all that shit too. I don't need that either. I'm not that desperate. I'm okay with my fucking itty bitty little 5 o'clock shadow, more like a 1 o'clock, because it's not really there. It's kind of like you gotta really, really get up close and look. But thank God my ears ain't wide. I don't got the Will Smith going on right here or nothing too. So I'm not Dumbo. I'm not about to take flight with these shits, nothing either. I'm okay, I think, right now. But if anything, I got the hoodie I can throw on if I feel really embarrassed or whatever too. But right now I'm owning up to it. So anybody out there going through the similar shit with the balding and whatnot too, just do it. Don't fucking do it like me. Don't do it like so many others, or don't be like other guys that got all the shit going on the sides, 2 or 3 strands on the top, so they gotta comb it left or right, whatever too. It's pointless. Don't do it to yourself. Don't embarrass yourself like that. It's unnecessary. Just fucking shave it down, go to 0, see how you feel with that. Next logical step would be fucking going completely bald, fucking razor to skin, take that shit off. I might do it next. For right now, I'm just gonna keep doing the 0 though. I like it. I fuck with it. It's comfortable. It's liberating. I feel like a whole new man, because literally I told my genetics, I said, oh, fuck it. I'm gonna do this. As much as you wanna do me like that, I'm gonna take my fucking manhood back, and I'm gonna own up to it. I'm gonna live up to it and just acknowledge the fact. Let the world know. Let the fucking universe shine off my fucking chrome dome soon enough and be like, I was meant to shine. I'm meant to shine bright like a diamond. Shout out to Rihanna. Shout out to fucking Joe Rogan, who's an inspiration to me. And guess what? just so happens to be fucking bald. But meanwhile, he's taking over the podcast world, making hundreds of millions of dollars with Spotify, exclusivity and all that shit too. A lot of other people you look up to now, they fucking went bald. They know they've owned up to it. There's nothing left for them to do but to do it. Just like Nike. You do that shit. I'm sure if Nike had a fucking bald spokesperson, like representative or whatever, a lot of people will flock towards that person, male or female, because females go bald too. And a lot of females actually look good bald, depending on how they look and shit. But guess what? That's enough bald talk, you know, because I fucking look like a cue ball soon enough. I didn't go full blown just yet, but I'll be getting this soon enough. Now listen.
I hate that fucking line. I hate that cliche line. Killing those people aren't going to bring them back. I don't give a fuck. I want to kill people.
He's got to do
Let
something.
the man kill.
He's got to do something.
With that being said, there's also a worry about how, as a society, mankind is concerned. Humankind in general. I try to be considerate. I like to give back. But I like to think also it's mostly mankind's fault that I'm even bald, because I think I worried myself bald. I thought too much and overthought, and my brain constantly being stimulated up beneath my fucking skull might have pushed the hair follicles up out of their place. Pushed them from up the fucking root, out my skull, end result is this. That's why I went bald. I don't know. They say you can do that. You worry yourself bald. I don't know how true that is or valid, but here's something to make you think that maybe it is true to an extent. Now, I don't know how desperate a lot of you people are out there to get free shit. More importantly, free food, especially free food that's more of a novelty and cool and not necessarily cheap. Because if you get the cheap version of this shit, you get the runs, explosive diarrhea. You don't want to really have to handle all that. Because we got the established food that gives you the runs, the itis leading into the runs and shit, like White Castle, all that too. But sushi's a different story. Sushi's not supposed to give you any of that going on, unless you can't do raw fish like that, unless you don't like rice, or whatever the fuck the case may be. All we know is cheap sushi will fuck you up entirely, and to stay away from it at all costs. Cheap sushi, I meant to say. But free sushi is a different story. Now, are you as desperate as the people are in Taiwan to have to do this just for the sake of free sushi for you and your freeloading asshole friends? Get this shit. In Taiwan, there's a fucking chain of a sushi company, called Sushi Row. Now listen, I said that properly. That's what they're called. Sushi Row. Not sushi roll, like you would normally call a sushi roll, what you eat with the chopsticks and shit. And it's not feeding into me, or me, let alone being fucking racist towards the Asians with them not being able to say the L or the R's and shit like that, so they say sushi roll. No, Sushi Row is what it's called. Sushi with a R-O at the end. In Taiwan, of all places. They said to the people out there, hey, asshole, hey, fat ass, you fuckface, you want free sushi that bad? How about this? Change your fucking name and have it include the Chinese characters that make up sal and man, making salmon in Chinese, of course. Make that a legally binding change. Show us legal proof as an ID that says your name is now legally Salmon, or part of it is Salmon something, Mr. Salmon or Salmon fuckface, whatever. You got free sushi for your ass. There's no fucking time frames, no time limits. You can come in and get as much as you want with you and as many as your friends, up to 5, as you choose. Who the fuck would have thought Taiwan of all places? I would think the Asians would know better, because I'm partially Asian, allegedly according to my mother. I highly respect and compliment the Asians for their philosophy and thoughts on life and all that shit too. To think Taiwan's fucking going bananas over fucking free sushi so much that they're actually going through with the name changes. But when I did the research, here's the tidbit that threw me off a little bit and had me a little concerned. Thinking, how could it relate if it came stateside, this law I mean. Apparently in Taiwan, there is a law that says legally, according to them, you can change your name, get this, up to 3 fucking times, legally, with no repercussions, no ramifications, no backlash, nothing. So, of course these assholes are taking advantage as virgin name changers to have their name include something along the lines of Mr. Sushi, Mrs. Mr. Salmon, Mrs. Salmon, Salmon Waktabang, or whatever the fuck they got the name as is already. So maybe the name sucked to begin with, and this is like, oh shit, I get free sushi on top of changing my name too, which is fucking ass anyway. Great, sign me up. And they go, they fucking legally change it. Boom, 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 ba-bow. Next thing you know, they got ID showing at the fucking place, and the place has no other fucking choice but to do so and honor it. Thinking, oh, no, we're not gonna get a lot of people doing that shit. Maybe like one asshole has no life anyway, lives in his mom's basement in Taiwan of all places, doing that shit for free sushi, hoping he finds an actual girlfriend out of it too, or like he can make a girlfriend out of sushi and shit and fuck some raw fish, whatever. In that sense, whatever. Stick his dick in a fucking sushi roll, whatever. No. Turns out there's a lot of people taking him up on that fucking offer, especially because they didn't fucking put no limits on how many times you can get the free sushi. Just come in, get the free sushi all you want if your name is legally salmon, or some of it has salmon legally in it, and you got proof to show it too on top of that. They didn't think that shit, but no, because they got that law on top of that too, oh boy, they got a whole fucking flood of people coming through and taking advantage, abusing their rights as far as getting this free sushi is concerned. And guess what? Imagine you have that fucking right and privilege here in the States. Imagine, let alone the fucking frat boys who would abuse that right because they know they can change the name legally 3 times to something they just get so drunk at a frat party or a dorm party, whatever. Well, pre-COVID times, but knowing them, they're probably doing it COVID and whatever too, actuality and all that too. But imagine how drunk they get. They legally change the name. They're like, oh, I'm fucking Adolf, or Nazi regime, something like that too, legally, just to be funny and shit, whatever. They go commit a crime, they fucking change it back because, white boys do that. And then in court, they're like, oh no, but your honor, I can't be held accountable to that because that was my old name. I legally changed my name now, so that person doesn't exist anymore. I'm this person now. So can you really hold it against me, your honor? I didn't do anything, bro, whatever. Then the judge has to like scratch their heads a little bit. Well, hopefully they got hair, so it's not as like loud as mine when I do it. But then they got to be like, interesting. They did do what they said when they had the old name, so that's the old person, not the new person who has the new name now. And that's only one change so far. They got 2 left as far as our legal system is concerned. Oh shit. You're free to go, bro. It's all right. Washed your hands clean. You fucking did the dirty deeds as an old person. Now you're brand new. Get out the fucking door. Get out of here. Go live your life, man. It's all right, dude. You're fine, bro. And all that shit. I would be scared to think, the way things run here, if we had that law in here, legally change the name 3 times, people ain't stopping at free food. They're doing all kinds of fraud, stealing identities or stealing their own identities and then changing their identities because their old identity's dead and fucking full of crimes and shit, and then running away from that too. Not literally, but just proverbially running away from their old past and then living life anew as a new person with a new name and shit. So imagine, that would open the floodgates to fucking all sorts of crimes, with everybody's fucking database being compromised too, and the cyber hacking and all that shit too nowadays. No way, we don't need any of that going on. So it's already bad that on top of that, Taiwan's introducing this shit too. But listen, we don't need any of that in our lives right now. No, just, if you want to be fat and stupid and idiotic, moronic, and change your name to a fish legally in Taiwan, just for the sake of, 1, you get free sushi from it, and 2, on top of that, you get 2, 3 more chances to change your name back if you need to, then, why not abuse it, right? That's crazy to think. I had to do the research and I found that out. I was fucking mind blown. I was like, wow, Taiwan's really fucking ahead of the game, but then in another sense, they're kind of fucking things up for their own people and letting them do this shit too. And I mean, they got nothing left to do as I was reading, but to fucking, have the people really sit down and think, do you really want to change the name to Salmon? Do you really want to go through with this name change and such? And it's like, well, one guy said, oh, you know what? I'll just change it back if I get bored of it too. Or when I'm done or I'm tired of sushi, I'll just fucking change it back to my normal name. And then what are you going to say about it? Legally, I can do that. And I can do that one more time and then one time over on top of that too. Who's going to tell them anything?
I see what you're trying to do here. Get the hell out of my face!
At least here in New York City. I don't know where you are on the planet, in the country, whatever, etc. Considering pandemic's still out here running things pretty much. Movie theaters are opening up. Meaning you got to think about now the chance that you, instead of having to sit your ass down at home and settle for HBO Max, Disney Plus, Netflix, whatever your fucking streaming choice, streaming service of preference is, you can actually go back to the theater now. And like I miss doing so much, it's been a year or so or more than that, sitting my ass down in the theater with my fucking popcorn, with my drink of preference, snack of choice, whatever too. And or with somebody by your side to do so, or maybe you're like me and I never had a problem with doing this crazy concept, fucking going to a movie by myself and, oh, I don't know, even crazier than that, enjoying the movie by myself because perhaps I wanted to see this shit. I didn't have to fucking wait to see if somebody's available, first off, to see it with, second, to see if they'd even like this shit, or third, if you're trying to appease to the opposite gender, to see, oh, maybe they might like this, but I like that more, so I gotta fucking accommodate, I gotta fucking please. I don't need that bullshit. Just let me go fucking see my movie like I've done for years on my own, with or without my girlfriend knowing. I just go see movies by myself a lot of times. I'm talking about pre-pandemic, excuse me. So now that the shit's opening up, it's a perfect timing to do so, funny enough, at least for one movie I'm looking forward to, which is motherfucking Godzilla versus King Kong. Or is it King Kong? Or is it Kong versus Godzilla? I forget the fucking name of the order, whatever the fucking pecking order is. But it's crazy to think that now, of all times, and for all films, the sake of, that shit is coming out now when theaters are opening up again. You can go and enjoy yourself in the theater, and whether or not it's a fucking train wreck, it's fucking glorious, or for the sake of, it's just testosterone-filled rage on a fucking big screen with, you know, every boy of a certain age that grew up into a man, or even now modern times too as well, with the Godzilla films that just came out now, the first one from 2014, and then the Godzilla King of the Monsters, and also Kong Skull Island, building up hype to now what we're gonna get within a week's time, motherfucking Kong versus Godzilla, or Godzilla versus Kong, however the order is. It's crazy to think that now we're gonna be able to enjoy it on the big screen, a big ass screen, with people socially distanced and fucking masked up and all that too, still, for our safety and concern, for the sake of our fucking health. It's crazy, it's great, it's phenomenal. But also, are we gonna herald this shit to be phenomenal, perhaps, or out the ass as far as the Rotten Tomato meter is concerned, just because it's the first big fucking blockbuster release that we'll be able to enjoy in theaters, or if you choose to do so, same day release on HBO Max in this case. I don't know, that's what I'm kind of fearful of, because we already got a lot of that now with the fucking Snyder Cut version of Justice League, which I watched the day of the release. I did a review for, along with the original 2017 release of Justice League, for who has been watching. But in a nutshell, because I went into much more of that shit into depth in that episode, I'm just scared that now people are too fanatical about leaving the house and doing whatever the fuck for the sake of being out of the house. They'll be able to readily enjoy something like this, which should be enjoyable. Now, this isn't supposed to be a fucking Oscar-winning fucking Godfather level-esque type of movie. It's simple. It's an overgrown fucking lizard that can't define its own sex, so it's been fucking degenderized, versus a fucking really hairy, oversized ape who's got anger issues and wants to be left alone. But of course, mankind has to fuck things up with Mother Nature. Of course, like a big old pussy just getting fucked over constantly. He has to fucking get up, leave his fucking comfy little mountain, island, whatever place he's habiting right now, and go fight this monster for the god who the fuck knows why. And then Easter egg, supposedly, spoilers perhaps, it's supposed to be Mecha Godzilla in disguise that's doing all the fucking wrongdoings, that he's painted this wrong image of Godzilla to begin with, so it's not really him, it's an evil twin. And then Kong's all fucking enraged anyway, he doesn't know any better, so he starts beating the shit out of Godzilla. Who knows? I haven't seen the shit yet. I'm looking forward to it a lot. It comes out, what is it, March 31st or the Wednesday? So in that case, I'm actually going to do a review right away. As soon as I'm done fucking watching this shit, I'm going to run wherever I can, secluded area, considering it's going to be Flushing, Queens. There's like a bushy area that's hopefully desolate I'll be able to run into, hopefully no ticks. And I'll just be able to fucking do the video and rant about it and rave about it, good or bad, as soon as it's done. And I'll throw it up on YouTube and make it exclusive to that. But point is, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking for a good old-fashioned beatdown on the big screen, but then also I'm scared that people might praise this like, again, they did with the Snyder Cut. 4 hours, meaning 2 extra hours of what we got originally back in 2017 for, like, you know, extended storylines, fleshing out the background character storylines of fucking Cyborg, which deserved it, and also fucking The Flash as well, which made him likable. I still don't find him funny. He didn't really add much, for me at least, to the film, but he was good. He was okay. Made him a little better, made him make more sense per se. And thank God Batman wasn't so depowered or cucked as he was in 2017's version. At least now he was like allowed to sit at the cool kids table, got enough allowance to buy everybody beer every fucking Friday or something like that. So he unofficially became part of the clique in this time around, per se. Before, he was just a fucking rich nerd that no one liked anyway because he had like a funny lisp or something like that. I don't know. But a lot of praise. I think a lot of people were just fucking happy and comparing it immediately to the original version. And that's where they're getting this immediate sentiment of grandiose level-esque praise that's getting heaped upon fucking Snyder's Justice League version. But again, I'm not saying it's bad. It did make it better. I'll have to watch it one more time to really be like, you know what? It really is that great or that good, perhaps, just to be fair. But at least for my first viewing, for those 4 hours, and I'm not a fan of the fucking chapter thing, the epilogue, whatever the fuck they did too. I don't know. It just made it slightly better, but not great either way. It's like, it's good. It went from okay to good. That's how I gotta leave it as. But Godzilla vs. Kong, that's what I'm looking forward to. As far as next month's concerned, April, then we got Mortal Kombat to look forward to. So Warner Brothers, of course, is the one that had to take a fucking knee as far as making the Snyder Cut HBO Max exclusive only, missing out on putting that out in the theaters, which you know they would have, but too late for that. But at least they got Kong vs. Godzilla, or Godzilla vs. Kong. They keep fucking doing that. And then the following month, April, like I just said, Mortal Kombat, the reboot of the fucking 1995 quote-unquote classic, because it's a guilty pleasure film for me. I didn't hate it. I don't love it, but I will watch it if I catch it from the Scorpion Johnny Cage fight onwards. If it's after that or I just missed that fight, I don't bother with it. It's not bad either way, but still, that's alluding too much to the 95 version. But this new one looks pretty fucking cool. It's finally rated R. It's going to be fucking gory and bloody and all that shit too. Let's just hope this one's also good as well. But then we got that to look forward to. So we got a lot to look forward to as far as going back outside. That's great. I'll be able to fucking debut my baldish head to the world, as I've done already, but still, at least there'll be more people to appreciate and embrace me for how brave, not so much brave like a fucking hero or serving military service, but, you know, brave in the sense of I'm owning up to my image right now. This is what I'm doing, goddammit. This is what I did, and this is what I'm looking forward to. Now, while I'm brave enough to admit and embrace my baldness, the fact that I'm looking forward to something as simple as in taking in a fucking movie in a theater around people again, I also want to take this chance before we end things to say, listen, To the Instagram girls out there who, there's no shame in you showing off what you got. Males around the world, regardless of where they are, even if they're the fucking extra creepy ones with the Arabic accents or Arabic writing, you know, leaving all these long ass fucking essay long comments about princess, queen, love you, shower you in rose petals and drink your bath water and come to Dubai and fucking run away with me forever, bullshit like that too. You're doing everybody a service by showing the goods. What's really throwing me off and confusing the fuck out of me is when you do so in a tight ass dress and close to nothing on, tits out, ass peeking from the bottom with the cheeks going, hey, how you doing? It really confuses the fuck out of me when you do all that. You post all that shit with the intent and sole purpose of showing what God gave you, but also putting in your fucking description or your bio, link whatever, God first. All glory to God. In God's name and shit. This is confusing as fuck to me, and I'm sure to anybody else. Now, it might be easily overlooked. It might be that simple to just ignore. But what the fuck is the purpose of putting that shit in writing, but posting the complete opposite? Now, I'm not saying you have to fucking serve God and be all decked out in the fucking Mother Teresa outfit or sanctified like the Virgin Mary or nothing. But if you're going to do one thing, but write and allude to the other, it's not so much your souls at fucking the crossroads, but it's more like, I don't know what to do with my dick at this point. I'm honest, because listen, it doesn't turn me off so much, but it does throw me off as I have to really scratch my head up top or down bottom as far as, okay, what do I do here? Do I keep following her because she's a baddie, she's super thick, or she's fucking got an amazing body? Or do I unfollow because, well, these tits are for Jesus, this ass is for God? It all came from God, but... And then she has the nerve to go Sunday to fucking service, wherever she's going to, in as tight a dress as possible, as hip-hugging a set of pants as possible, with blouses. Okay, they can't be low-cut in church, that's disrespectful, but, you know, alluding to the tits, or at least like a sweater. They love doing the turtleneck thing with the fucking rest of the sweater that's fucking just drawn on the body practically, and just draping over the titties. And that's all bouncing up and down while they're fucking jumping for joy and praising Jesus and all that too. And passing out with the fucking, getting slapped with the curtain or the pastor's jacket and whatnot too. And come on, it's all there. All the goods are in the glory of God and for the sake of the universe and such. But stop confusing me. Just stop giving me blue balls, you know, philosophically and literally. Stop doing so. It's really fucking overbearing to have to deal with as far as, what do I do here? Do I, you know, play up to be the creep and help her out as she gets back up from service and like try to coddle her and like hover over her, and then I get canceled or whatever too, just for, you know, doing also looking out for God's brethren and sisters and all that shit too? Or do I just like keep following her on Instagram on the low and just hope that, you know, she keeps showing more and more in the glory of God's name and for the sake of God's empire and whatever else they believe in too? But it's just confusing. I don't hate it. I'm a fan of it too. I still follow, oddly enough, a lot of them that I just stumble upon the fact that they had that in the bio, but then I'm thrown off like, wait a second. That deep of cleavage and practically your whole asshole showing underneath that sundress that you know you fucking didn't have enough wind that day to help you get it all the way up past your cheeks. You had to help it up with a fucking index finger or two to get up there to show for the gram, of course. That's for God too? Or you're really doing God a service by doing that? Well, at least you're not being selfish with what you got. You're sharing it with us, and we're able to embrace it, at least through Instagram, digitally and such, whatever too. But you know what I'm saying. It's just, I'm confused. What do I do with this head? What do I do with that head? I'm just, you know, all over the place. But there's one place I'd rather be, and that's with you, girl, at your side, under God's glory and shit, And in the nighttime when we turn the lights off and hopefully God ain't watching, we get to do what God probably won't really recommend we do often, according to the Bible and such. But, you know, what else are you really there for? What am I there for? Come on. What are we going to do underneath these sheets? Fucking pray together? Come on. That's this and that's that. That's it for now. Oh, fuck it. Who this, you know by now, of course, as I mentioned before, as I allude to in between the episodes as well, too. As I'm going to tell you right now, as I tell you always, listen, please. I appreciate all the help, the support, the love, the follows, the subscriptions you got for me. As far as Instagram, at whodissis1, on Twitter, on YouTube as well. YouTube for the visual version of the podcast. YouTube.com/whodissis1, as well as Twitch. Please don't forget the Twitch. I'm on there now, gaming and talking my shit, speaking my piece, getting it all off my chest. This last one I did, I guess the first official one. Yeah, actually, no. The one before that was like an hour and change and such. This last one I did this past weekend, Saturday, was 4 hours. 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, just like I'll do again this Saturday, live, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, till probably 5 p.m.-ish or so, on twitch.tv/whodissis1. Fun, games, shit-talking, ranting, raving, everything you're used to as far as AhhFuGGiT and Who This Been Watching Energy. Same shit right there with Twitch and ranting and raving about the games, most likely because I'm fucking up and I suck that much as a gamer. But still, it's enjoyable. Again, don't forget also the new day officially for Who This Been Watching on Instagram Live will be Fridays, 7 p.m. from now on. Instagram at whodissis1, live 7 p.m. Fridays here for Who This Been Watching. The movie recap review show that everybody's in fear of just for the sake of what I'm either going to rant about or what I'm going to rave about, meaning either good or bad. I'm going to speak what I got to, and that's straight from the heart, straight shooter, boom, to your fucking head, whatever kills you faster. Me ranting or 2 fucking bullets to your head. I don't know, pick your poison, but still, I'm just saying. You got that, AhhFuGGiT, every week, new episodes, here on YouTube, as you're watching right now, I appreciate you, and or on your podcasting platform of choice, the audio version, Spotify, Stitcher, SoundCloud, iTunes, whatever. If you got to dig deep, whether it be in somebody's ass crack, if it's got to be dig into the deep of free sushi you got from Taiwan because you changed the name to salmon something, whatever the fuck, or if you're fucking sneaking a peek or the sundress that shouldn't be worn in church, but of course the God-fearing IG BADDIE is doing so for you and for me both and for everybody around the world because God said so. Dig deep, pull it out. What are you going to find? Me there too, because I'm all platforms. I'm covering all bases too. I'm on Amazon, for God's sakes. Not for sale, but just for redistribution purposes. Jeff Bezos, Amanda Bezos, whoever, which one, get at me. I need some of them billions. I need a piece too, just so I can inherit something while I set up the Patreon. Patreon coming soon, eventually at some point down the road. I'll keep it cheap and affordable, considering you just got your stimmy check, but still, we're still in a goddamn pandemic. I'll be back soon, as you know, on a weekly basis, and like I told you, if not this, there's Who This Been Watching. If not that, there's also Who This Been Gaming on Twitch. For God's sakes, listen to me. I'm bald because of it.
Yo, it's over. All right, it's over. It's over. Move the mic. Move the mic.
Thank you.
All right.